York Football Giants on the road at the Philadelphia Eagles. We got another 7.5-point spread this week in favor of the Eagles at home. 44, the prevailing total, though you can find a 43.5 if you're looking to play an over in this thing. We get an Eagles offense that finally looks like the offense that we thought that this team was going to have entering the season last week. And then the Giants lose a game in historically terrible fashion. I mean, if you're a Giants fan out there, man, I don't know how you're still holding on. It's just one thing after another with this team. A 33-point fourth quarter for the Denver Broncos, for the Giants to lose, throw in a couple of missed extra points in there as well. And Noops, I don't like the whole narrative thing really ever, and I don't like to base handicaps off narratives. This is more of a conversation between you and I. I get it that they're pro athletes, but how the hell do you recover from that? Like, you go on the road as more than touchdown dogs, you're going to win the game, and then you don't. And then it's a back-to-back roadie, and you're heading to Philly in a place that's not fun to play. Like, again, I don't like the narrative stuff whenever I'm handicapping games, but damn, this feels like a bad narrative for the Giants in this thing.
They gave up the most points in a quarter since 2007 when a team scored 34. Now, the record all time, I was surprised to see this, 41 points, but that was in 1945. The Green Bay Packers scored 41 points in a quarter. The Los Angeles Rams scored 41 points in a quarter, but that was in 1950. So things have changed quite a bit since then. We saw the frustration. There was tons of videos, players walking back to the locker room, Brian Burns just cursing at himself basically over and over again. Brian Daboll apparently breaking chairs in the locker room and whatnot. It just reminds me of Will Ferrell and Old School about we have to keep our composure. But we basically saw none of that. I agree. Second consecutive road game here, coming off a really tough spot. But you look at this Eagles team, played the last 2 games on the road. They're at home here, and then they go on a bye week. If there was ever sort of a look-ahead spot where you're maybe not giving kind of everything you have, this could be it for Philadelphia. Again, I'm still not ready to trust the Eagles. At the same time, gosh, how do you trust this Giants team? And like you said, it's kind of all narrative-based. I think that if the Giants had just lost that game last week by a couple points and not in the fashion that they did, I'd probably have Giants plus 7.5 in my pocket right now. But
you and me both. You and me both.
It's just tough for me to get over that bridge. So Giants plus 7.5 really is just staring me in the face. But again, Eagles revenge spot. They were embarrassed losing to that Giants team the first time. They'll be at home. Again, the offense seems to be clicking again. The defense, not quite where we thought it would be, but the Eagles are the better team. They should win this game. I won't be teasing the Eagles, that's for sure. But I also won't be betting the Giants at a number that just looks more and more appealing the more I think about it.
You mentioned the Eagles bye week, which might lend to this injury report actually sticking. And again, we'll see where everything ends up. But back-to-back DNPs for A.J. Brown, hamstring injury. Landon Dickerson is dealing with an ankle and a back right now. You have back-to-back DNPs for Adoree Jackson, back-to-back DNPs for Cam Jurgens. You get Azeez Ojulari, back-to-back DNPs. If the Eagles kind of look at this situation and say, okay, we think we can still win this game anyway, we get the bye next week, they might choose to sit a lot of these guys and see if they, get the full 2 weeks of rest with this Noops. And so that is definitely an angle with them going on bye, which is, hey, this isn't just sitting a dude out and trying to get him healthy for next week. Like we can get 2 weeks to get all these dudes back for the second half of the season for the real push here with all of that. And so they might choose to do that. And if you've got, starters on both sides, A.J. Brown being out, Adoree Jackson being out, you got couple offensive linemen that are nursing injuries as well, that does change the handicap for sure, and certainly leans us even more towards the plus 7.5 with the Giants in this thing.
The offensive line injuries are really scary, especially center. I continue to believe that center is the most underrated position in the league, especially in terms of points. That is a guy who runs the whole offensive line, is calling, coverages out. It's really tough. So I agree. Keep an eye on the injury report. If things look like they're going south for the Eagles, grab that Giants 7.5 as quickly as you can.